Howdy, folks. Today we're going to work on starting the last benchmark to our overall goal. Remember, our overall goal is to be able to analyze something with support about how a structural choice contributes to meaning. A lot of pieces and parts go into that. So we've started looking at how to figure out a main idea. We started to look at how to analyze something. We've started to understand the structure of poetry and film, which is the next one we're looking at. So lastly, we're going to look at support. Okay, if I have an idea of what the main point is, and I think I can break this down, how do I put that in writing and support my ideas to basically develop some things that can prop up here's what I think. And so what we'll be looking at is kind of a three-part approach to this, where whenever we go through a writing process or go through an idea making process, I want us to think about three things. First, what is my claim? What's my big idea that I'm trying to communicate or that I've been asked to think about? Secondly, why do I think that? What statement could I give that would support and lead me to think this thing? So this is kind of the what I'm thinking. This is kind of the why I'm thinking. And then the evidence is like the how. How does this play out? How do I see this? So I want specific examples that support my reason or my claim. And so anytime I ask you to analyze, interpret, explain, or evaluate something, this is the three-step process that I want us to work on. It'll take a little bit of time and effort to figure out how to do this, but I want to walk through an example with you right now. So if we were going to take a look at this, So if we were going to take a look at this in film, here's what it might look like. So I'm going to show you about a 15-second clip from a movie called No Country for Old Men. And you don't even have to have seen the movie to get an idea of what's going on and what the director is trying to imply and show us with this clip. So I'll be analyzing this clip as I look at it. So first thing I notice is that we're starting with kind of a medium, kind of a close shot of his boots, of this character's boots. Like, why are we not seeing this character's face? That's the first thing that I'm noticing and thinking, this is an interesting choice that this director is making. Some slow camera movement. I haven't talked about camera movement. And then again, okay, we panned up, but we skipped his face and we went to his hand. And the other things that I'm noticing is that this is a very slow moving person in a slow moving scene, right? He knocks, but it's very slow and deliberate. Again, we get a little cut, and now we're in a close-up, and we know what close-ups mean. Pay attention to this. This is important. So he's pulling this thing up to the lock. I don't quite know what that thing is, but again, his movements are pretty slow. So I'm noticing that as we go. And bam, all of a sudden, that was a big kind of shift, right? Slow movement, and then this really violent action where he blows out the lock with some, I don't know, sort of device. And then again, look at how slowly that door opens, and look at how slowly he steps in. And then also look at how big this guy is. First time we get to see his face revealed through the door. And Javier Bardem, the actor who plays this, is a big guy, but he's not like, I have to stoop to get into doorways big. But the way that the director has placed this camera, where we have a full shot so we can see his full body, and we can see that he's totally taking up this door frame. This is giving me all sorts of fuel and evidence to basically analyze this clip. And that's it. We watched 15 seconds and we're able to pull a lot of details out of this movie. So let's go through that claims, reasoning, and evidence based on this clip. So I might put together something like this. Javier Bardem is the actor, and the character's name is Chigurh, is a calm but oppressive antagonist. Right? Now, obviously, I've seen the movie, so I kind of know the context. I know that he actually is the antagonist. He's the bad guy in the film. But notice how this claim is not the director uses this type of shot. That's not the claim that I'm making. That's kind of just a statement of fact. I'm going to make a claim about the thing that I'm analyzing. So here's my thought. Javier Bardem is a calm but oppressive antagonist. And then I can go into here's why I think that. I think that because the director uses a variety of types of shots, but they're always from low angles, and they're always slow and deliberate in their blocking. So all the movements that Javier Bardem made were like very slow and calculated, as he knocked on the door, as he pulled up that device to blow out the lock, and then as he opened the door and stepped in. That took way longer than it needed to. And that was intentional by the director. And so I could talk about those specific evidences. So here's why I think it, and then here's the specific evidences that I used to back this guy up. So your final product, after you think through your claims, reasoning, and evidence, might look something like this. So this would be the paragraph that I would write if I was asked to analyze this 15-second scene. I've got my claim. In the movie No Country for Old Men, the main antagonist Anton Chigurh is portrayed as calm and oppressive, giving audiences the feeling that he's a predator patiently stalking his prey, right? I've developed that claim. I've thought about it and added some things to it, right? It's not just my bullet points. I'm working on developing and explaining my writing. And I've got my reasoning. To give this feeling, the director uses low angles and has the actor move in a slow, deliberate manner. Boom. Here's what I think. My claim. Here's why I think it with my reasoning. And then I back it up with some evidences. And you can take a look here. I'll have this posted up on Google Classroom as well. You can see how I go through kind of each shot that we see and explain how does this lead up to my main idea. And that's what we're working on. It's a skill. It's a practice skill. It's going to take us a little bit. But all I can ask is that you folks do your best. All right. Good luck writing some claims, some reasons, and some evidences.